Hey, beautiful people. I'm Mila.
Hey y'all, I'm Monika.
And thanks for joining us.
Good evening, sis. How you doing?
I am balanced and I am aligned. How are you?
Oh my goodness, that sounds like music to my ears, and definitely how we want to, carry out our 2023. And of course, I am feeling, of course, joyful and abundant and
Joyful,
really,
joyful. Sorry.
yeah. So all that good stuff, and being grateful for my good health. So that is what is up. And so, with that in mind, it's the perfect introduction into what we're going to be discussing this evening. We have been talking about for the last couple of weeks this detox that you did during the holiday season, Monika. And I'm really, of course, I'm always excited about everything. So, this is no
Mm-hmm.
different. I am excited to learn about it, to ask you questions about it. I mean, of course, I know. So more like I'm excited to get all the scoop out of you so that the fam can be inspired because this is January. So people are looking for ways to reset, recharge, and invigorate their bodies and their system to kind of kick off the year in a purposeful way. So
Exactly.
I just want to know, are you ready to start talking about this thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So so before we get started, because we are going to get into your business, and this is great because now I get to just interview you. I do want to make sure we were discussing this as well, the differences between a detox and a cleanse,
Right.
because you did, for all intents and purposes, and I know we'll go into that and you'll give us all the tea, but you did a detox,
Yes.
and that is more intensive because you are doing kind of a systematic removal of toxins in your body, and it leaves you feeling refreshed and restored and revitalized on a cellular level versus just a cleanse,
Right.
which is more digestive health.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just want to make sure we break that down because we're going to be talking about cleanses and detoxes, but you did the harder one. I want to say the one that probably has the most health benefits, and the one that I feel like takes a lot of discipline. So
Yeah. I
just
won't say
just
harder. It was just more comprehensive.
I'll
You
say
gotta
more discipline. I say
right.
more discipline. So it was the more challenging of
Right.
the two. So I want to say kudos to you, Monika, before we even really get into
Thank
this
you.
thing. You know, so I know you're like, no, 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 no. It's not about negative or positive speak.
Right.
It's about facts. Okay, you can do a cleanse because people do cleanses and still eat, or just maybe add a little bit
Trash.
more, yeah, or add a little bit more water to their diet. But what you did was you completely detox. So you took away things. The last time I had to do a
Right.
detox was when I did like an elimination diet for when I was getting diagnosed with allergies, right? So you
Right.
pretty much have to go down to nothing to start building things back into your system so they can figure
Mm-hmm.
out, hey, you're allergic to this. But you, but you did this.
Right.
To,
Because I've
to,
been
mhm,
I've been doing cleanses throughout
mhm,
how I eat. Because sometimes I'll you do different smoothies or juices in the morning and
mhm,
stuff like that. So I've always consistently done cleanses. You know what
mhm.
I'm saying? But like you said, I haven't done like a deep dive, like a detox.
Detox. Okay, so then let's get into it. I just want to
Hmm.
know, what was your motivation for the detox this time?
My motivation it's my health. When
Mm-hmm.
you get to you have medical issues or chronic health issues,
Mm-hmm.
which have been addressed in our previous episode. So I'm not going to go into that part. But um, your doctor's like, I don't know what else to do for you.
Hmm.
And at that point, you're just like, you know
Hmm.
what? It's my body. I'm just going to go ahead and just take this in my hands. I'm going to, you
I like
know,
it. Honor your tempo. It sounds like
right.
advocate for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Try a
Right.
non-Western way of approach of looking at things, which I am definitely a fan of. Not always the Western approach. There's so much to a God's creation, and I feel like the tools and the things that are out there for our bodies. So
Right.
yes, I like the West, but not that
It's
much.
it's my body, and so it's just
Mhm.
like, okay, there has to be some other type of something else to, help me manage this, or, heal it, or, clear it out my system. Because with diseases, it's just not physical. Like, they can manifest due to stress, due to emotions, have it on your, for example, like if you have an issue with your lungs, that means
Mm-hmm.
you've dealt with, or you're dealing with some type of grief.
Mm-hmm.
It's been shown. There's a book called Heal Thy Life or Heal Thy Soul. We've brought it up before, by Louise Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
And she has it detailed in there how, like, every chronic condition is equal to some type of emotional imbalance in your body.
And I like that because we also discussed that when we were had the episode with cousin Malcolm,
Mm-hmm.
and we were talking about just all kind of healing and spiritual healing, and that's one of the things. He's like, remember, if your right side, your lower back that's your, he was breaking
Mm-hmm.
down the feminine and masculine energy.
Right.
So I do love that you brought that point up, Monika. I want to know, what were the guidelines, that you had to follow for this detox, and did you follow a recommended plan? Like, were you able to eat uh, any foods, or was everything raw? If you had any solid foods with this, or did you drink teas? Like, what was this detox about?
Okay, so the detox that I did was a 21-day detox, and I actually purchased this from High Frequency Tea.
Hmm.
And I'll post the link in the show notes. And it's a worm parasite detox, and
Mm.
so it's a full body herbal detox. So you get actually herbs for the tea.
Mm.
You make a tea at night because you need to let it sit for at least 4 to 6 hours or longer. Um, so then you drink the tea in the morning, and it's 32 ounces. So you have 2 hours in the morning to drink the 32 ounces of tea. But even before you start drinking the tea in the morning, they do want you to drink some like warm spring water, which I usually do anyways. Warm
Hmm.
spring water with
As
lime
part of
and
your morning,
ginger.
yep. I was gonna say
Yeah.
part of your morning ritual. Yes,
And
yeah.
so, and then also along with the 21-day detox, it came with some other capsules or supplements. It's a deep mitochondrial repair and gut repair. And so the herbs that were in the detox, some of the herbs are dandelion, rhubarb, yellow dock, cayenne, and then also wormwood, knee, oregano, holy basil, cloves, parsley, sage, licorice. I mean, there's a few other ones, and like I said, I'll link it. But what I would do is drink the tea, like I said, those 2 hours. So those 2 hours in the morning when I'm drinking the tea, I would take like my quiet time and then go ahead and do like either some qigong with that,
Mm.
or I was reading also. So I started getting it because it's 21 days. You already know 21 days is like the minimum time to
Break a
either
bad habit,
break
yeah,
a bad
a
habit,
habit, or
or
start.
start a habit.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I started taking that time to, feed my mind and, read the book. So, and after the tea, you take like the supplements. You have to do like 4 times a day, and you switch back and forth between the two supplements. The diet consisted of, initially, on they send a card. Everything is very detailed, which I
Hmm.
loved. And I had purchased this the day after Thanksgiving, and because it was on sale. And just the reason I did it, because I was listening to my body, and I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I know it's like crazy to do it at the holidays, but I was like, why am I gonna wait to do it for what? You know what I'm saying?
True.
I
True.
want to get my body together now. And so they sent out the package. I got it within a week, like after like the Thanksgiving, like the holiday. It was crazy, but I got it. And she also included some free goodies, like,
Hmm.
a sage stick and like an affirmation card about your health, and like another tea that came with it. But the diet, they give you a card, it's very detailed. So you're initially drinking all together, because you have to drink water after all of the different supplements. And, with the tea, you're drinking like a gallon of water a day.
Okay, I
Like,
was just gonna ask,
yeah.
how much water do you think you're consuming on this?
I had to been drinking a gallon almost a day, because it's 16 ounces after every after the supplementation, and that's 4 times a day plus the 32 ounce of tea. I
Hmm.
was on, I can tell you, it had me going number one very frequently. So I had to make sure that I was scheduling where I was close by
Well, hey, that is the point
to
of
the
a
toilet.
detox. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, you're getting rid of all that filth
Hmm.
inside of you. Even you, who will say for the last few years definitely has been on a health journey and on a honoring your temple journey, and so we know that you don't necessarily have a bunch of junk in your body, but still, this great point that you brought up, that you still had to be mindful because it was really doing what it's supposed to, was detoxing you. And I know that
Exactly.
you had me go on the cleanse, or you actually sent me the link, and it was a really cool cleanse, because cleanses are those things that are more digestive, just kind of keeping everything right. And I laughed at the cleanses. I'm like, this is light work, this is only like 2 liters of water. Like, who doesn't drink 2 liters of water? And I realized,
Oh,
ooh,
girl, there's a lot of people that don't drink water.
yeah, I was gonna say, I guess that's what I realized, because the first, with the cleanse you sent me, it had the grapefruit, the green apples, the cayenne, the apple cider vinegar, and it was like you drink it, and then the 2 liters of water, you drink it throughout the day, and then you eat the fruit at the end. And the first sip I had, I was like, this is some BS, because I'm so used to drinking water. Oh, and a lime. I'm so used to drinking water with like citrus. And I was like, oh, I don't really need any help to drink water, but you still get so much added benefits. And to me, I loved that cleanse, because at the end, eating that fruit, eating that apple, apples are full of fiber, and just the grapefruit. It was like, okay, I did feel um refreshed, and I felt
Hmm.
okay, like, oh, this is a good thing, because I'm regular, because I guess I drink enough water,
Right.
and I already take supplements. So I was like, oh, okay, this is nice though. So I definitely liked the cleanse that I'll be doing. So I just kind of segued and sidebarred here, so that people can start thinking, even if you don't want to do a extreme detox, you can do a cleanse for a day. Because I only did my cleanse for a day, and I was like, oh yeah, no doubt I could do this every month, just to kind of reset, recharge, make sure that digestive system is working properly, because everyone knows I'm a carnivore. So I'm going to eat the meat. So I might as well make sure that I'm doing extra things with my body. And also, it's the
Right.
quality of meat and the kind of meat you eat. Now I will say that I don't just eat any meat, but
Mm, right.
I definitely do appreciate the sacrifice that the animal made so that I could exist. Thank you. Okay. So look, enough of that. Okay. So going back to,
The diet.
yeah, your diet, so you were going to tell us,
It
you
was it
first
was
stage, you were saying.
it was raw fruits. So they
Mhm.
recommend raw fruits and vegetables, and seeded fruits, which
Mhm.
are sometimes can be challenging to find.
Mhm.
And certain fruits and certain vegetables, not all fruits and all vegetables. And like I said, they had a card that they sent with the list of everything.
Mhm.
They also had option where you can, substitute some of the different items, or if you couldn't really take in like the raw veggies,
Mhm.
uh, you can do like cooked veggies, or make like like a stir fry or something like that. Um, and then there was, if you needed to do like cooked items, there were some grains on there. They had a list of like quinoa or spelt like certain grains, but definitely no processed foods, no sugar, um, no, no, of course, no dairy, no meat, and but what I did the first week, I did do raw fruits and veggies. But for me and for my body, I did need to, and it was during it was cold last month,
Mhm.
so I did cook my veggies like in the evening time. I would do like stir fries or have some quinoa or some
Mm.
chickpeas or black beans, but it would be warm, because for like Chinese medicine, they do believe in warming foods for your body to help, circulate everything.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like raw is, yeah, also another level of doing something for a short time. But I like the fact that this detox allowed you to have like you said, cooked vegetables, stir fry. So you did feel like you were still getting to eat. You weren't depriving yourself, because I think sometimes people hear of a detox or a cleanse and they're like, "Oh, I have to deprive myself," or "Oh, I can't eat." And you
No,
just said you had plenty of things to satisfy any, hunger that you might have had. Now, did you have any cravings? Was there any foods that you did miss doing this initially? Because I'm sure after a while the cravings leave you. So, was there anything that you initially missed with this detox?
actually, no, because actually over Thanksgiving, I kind of did like a short detox, and I didn't even really eat anything for Thanksgiving like normal people eat for Thanksgiving dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of was already in the process of it. And then also, um, I don't feel like it was depriving. Like you could eat as much fruit as you want, as much veggies as you wanted. You know what I'm saying? There was no limit on that. Just I guess your tummy, how much you can take in. But because of the herbs and the parasites, um, the herbs that are helping to cleanse the parasites, it's removing those. What do you call it? The taste for,
The cravings, the
yeah, the
desire.
cravings, yeah, the
Yeah.
cravings for that. And so but I made smoothies in the morning, but I didn't use any like protein powder. I had also purchased some Babu. It's a vitamin C powder. Yeah, I
Hmm.
made smoothies, and I would include ginger powder on top of the ginger I already had in there. Banana as a base. Fruit smoothies. I don't mix the fruits and veggies. That's just There's different opinions about that, but for me, I don't mix the fruits and veggies. But yeah.
And then I like that you emphasize that, because I know when I um, spoke with my nutritionist, she said for me, everybody's body is different, and that's what's great about Monika's journey, is because she's doing things that are specific for her body. Now if she brings you along, or she helps you think differently about your body, then that's the plus. But it's
Mhm.
about her body, because my nutritionist emphasized for me, in the way my body holds things, that I can't do just all fruit or all vegetables. Even though we do a mix, I always have to have protein in any smoothie I have. So I need my diet, my body needs protein. And so she would say, "Oh, you just can't do a fruit smoothie, girl. You had to, it has to have yogurt or some chia seeds, or things that can give you protein." And for me, vegetables in your smoothie, it's more of a taste thing. But 100 years ago, I worked at a juice. Oh, anyway, I had another life. In another life, I had a smoothie. I was a smoothie queen. So we'll just put it like that. But it was at a gym, and it was a whole nother thing. And I was very, very young. But I did appreciate the concepts of how to make good smoothies, and what things should be your base, like what kind of fruits, juices, and things go well or will get lost, anyway, in the sauce. So that was a sidebar, but we'll pull it
Mhm.
back. So for your body, like you're saying, you don't mix juice and or you don't mix fruit and vegetables, but you would have smoothies and other things like that, and juices. I know you're big, you're big on juicing.
Oh, but I wasn't juicing during this detox.
Okay.
Uh-uh. No. Not at all. It was just whole fruits and whole veggies. I was
Okay.
eating, and then the water had to be spring water. So I had that on hand also. But like you said, I wasn't really, after the first week, I really wasn't craving anything. I noticed that my energy and just a lot more clear, a lot more focused. I was in a routine now, because having to stay on track
Mm-hmm.
with taking the tea, drinking the tea, and taking the supplements at a certain time. Um and then probably like after about the second week, I think I started to notice I was losing that weight. I know some of my friends are like, girl, you look like you look like you lost about 10 or 15 pounds. But for me, it wasn't about the weight loss. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's just an added bonus. But I need to build, muscle back up, because with the detox, you're not supposed to work out. If I did exercising. It was light stretchings, like I
Mm-hmm.
said,
Your Qigong, yeah, you were saying that.
yoga or qigong.
Mm-hmm.
So I was out of the gym for about a month and a half.
Okay. All right, but I definitely know that you're probably back back with your trainer now. Okay, reunited and it feels so good.
Oh, yep,
So
last Thursday.
so did okay, so I love that you kind of already segued into the fact that you did notice some changes. You had some positive outcomes that you didn't expect, like the weight loss. Did you notice any other changes to your mood or your attitude along the journey? How did your skin? How was your skin? Because I know when people do those kind of detoxes, first couple of days, first weeks or so, your skin can kind of have like a little meltdown on you, and that's always kind of tough for for people. So I just was wondering, did you experience kind of any changes that you noticed?
Not with my skin per se, because like I said, I've been constantly doing cleanses.
Hmm.
Like I said, I was doing the cleanse primary for my health and other, conditions, and basically, manage the pain, or actually, you know, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Basically just rid myself of these conditions.
Hmm.
So the pain did subside. I don't have any more pain that I was experiencing.
So, with that being said, then I'm glad that you kind of put it like that, Monika. I think that's really helpful. Did you notice any mood or attitude changes along the way? I'm just curious from your perspective, because then I, of course, have a friend perspective. But do you feel like you went through kind of any kind of spiritual awakening, a attitude, mood shift, or anything like that, a higher consciousness while you were going through this detox?
Yeah, I mean, because when I was going through the detox, like I was not really communicating with a lot of people. Like I kind of had a distance, and not it was for me. It wasn't,
Hmm.
because of them, because I had to stay focused on this detox. So I wasn't out and about, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't, oh, of course, yeah, of course you can't drink alcohol. I wasn't drinking alcohol. I wasn't engaged,
Hmm.
taking, any other herbs.
Hmm. Okay.
And I wasn't, and like I said, I wasn't out and about,
Right.
out with the public. Like I was basically kind of at home hibernating. So
Hmm.
I was able to, focus, concentrate. Like I said, I was reading, journaling, and just, yeah, I was able to get a lot of, what you call aha moments, and
Hmm.
just,
Clarity. Yeah.
yeah, clarity on some
Hmm.
things moving forward for, the 2023 year. So, um, I started on the 7th. The number 7 is my favorite number, and it was 21 days. And so, um, yeah, I'll probably start doing them every quarter.
Okay, so every season, we love that here at Auntie Season. Honey, there's four
Hmm.
seasons to a year, and why not do something really kind for your body 4 times a year? I know that, like I said, the cleanse was so easy. I know that I'm doing that every month, because why not? That's a day, and with the cleanse, you can still eat or do whatever. But I found that I was pretty full and satisfied, so it was
Right.
one of those things where I didn't really have to think about food. I could just eat the fruit that was used in the cleanse, so in the water.
Hmm.
So I did appreciate that. So you know what? I really am glad that we waited so we could kind of get all into everything. But there's a few other things that I want to know, though. Okay. Um, so it sounds like you're going to do it again. You have positive outcomes. So would you say that your business of of the week, because you know how we always shout out a small business or a business or somebody that we appreciate uh, doing business with, would you put this detox company on that list? Like, was that a good experience with them? And would you shout them out again?
Most definitely, yes. High
Okay.
high frequency tea.
Mm. Okay, I like it. And I'm sure you'll put the appropriate links and things like that. So that is kind of cool. I said, I know you mentioned you got it during the Friday shopping day after Thanksgiving. So that was a good use. That was a good use of, Friday steals and deals, it sounds like, for sure.
Exactly, girl. I was up early, like at 4 o'clock in the morning, trying to get this deal off. Because yeah, they weren't playing, because they sell out of detoxes pretty quick, and especially when they have sales.
Okay. I love the way you were like, they weren't playing and neither were you.
Nope.
So, Monika, with all of that being said, is there any tips that you would share or anything that you would do differently or the next time you do this detox that, you know, do you want to make sure we know about so we have all the tools we need to if we're going to try to follow your example? Because, like you said, you did 21 days, but there are 3-day detoxes, 5-day detoxes, 7 and 14. You went OG with the 21, but well, are there any tips or takeaways that you could share with us?
I would just make sure that when you start a detox, and if this is something you haven't tried before, then just, maybe start with like a 3 day, or especially if you have a packed schedule or you're working, because I wasn't typically like working in an office or a 9 to 5, so I was able to be more flexible with my schedule. Um, Also, make sure you have everything on hand that you need, so you don't really have an excuse. Like you have, all the produce, all the water, so that you have no reason to stop. And then also, like you had told me before, like journal,
Mm-hmm.
take notes to see, what's changing every day or week to week. Um,
Yeah, sidebars. I'm like, I had the
mhm.
sidebar on that one because I'm glad you brought that up, Monika, because I know that you are definitely someone who does like to, speak on journaling, speak on putting things in perspective. But I know that when I suggested that or mentioned that during your detox, you were like, yeah, So I'm glad to know that you did see the reason why. I was like, no, just so you know, you have a record, just so you can explain, just so you can just see for your own self, even if you never share with anyone else, you're going through a process. So I love that you did do that because you're the main one to give out, journals and to encourage people to write, to think about it, to manifest it that way. So I was like kind of surprised when we had that conversation, but maybe that was just the way I perceived it because you were on your detoxes. Although for you, like you said, you're keeping it small and tight. I was like, girl, you're not you're not playing around with people right now while you're on your detox.
Not at
You
all.
were yeah,
And I put everybody on notice. I was like, I will
hmm
not be, yet going out. I will not be engaged. I will not be doing anything these 21 days. So I will see you afterwards.
Yep. Hey, and then the people who got that memo were grateful to have gotten the the memo. I mean, I was very grateful that my calls weren't declined during during that 21 days. But you still were on your friendship duty. But what I made sure that I didn't do was overwhelm me with BS minus that one accidental slip of the curry Thai food. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I was enamored because the rice was in the shape of a heart. But after that, I knew not to send you any more pictures of food.
Mm-mm.
I said, why are people sending you a bunch of pictures of food? Now that you've been off your detox, how many photos or videos of food have you received lately?
Nada.
That's the devil. That's what mom used to say about a diet. She said, "Ooh, when you know you're making progress on your diet, when people start offering you BS, honey." She said, they want to offer you candy and cakes and sweets. They're trying to fatten you up again.
Well,
So,
what's wild though? Like when I was on the detox, I still went ahead. I made fudge.
mm,
I also made, and this ain't no vegan fudge. Like I haven't transitioned all the way over to that. So when I do bake, I do cut back on the sugar, but I bake. It's still like real brown sugar and
oh, yay.
real butter and eggs and stuff. But I made
Sign me up for a piece then. No.
I made sweet potato pies. I
mm,
made chocolate pecan pie, and
mm.
I didn't touch none of it.
I mean, I already said you the Iron Maiden right here. I mean, that kind of resolve. I mean, even though I don't have a sweet tooth, during the course of a detox, there's something that you have to be faced with that is your temptation. And girl, you looked temptation in the face and said, "Puh, my body and my waistline says no, thank you, no bueno. And so, and you went on. I definitely have to say, kudos. That is a great way to start off 2023. It goes along with your new affirmations because you have
Mm-hmm.
several, and we're just blessed with the balanced. The new one that you're quoting at the beginning of the episode, and I'm just loving it. I mean, I'm feeling it.
Well, you know what? I did go back into my journals because I had written down like a weight goal a
Mm,
while ago, and I actually hit that goal
mm,
because of
hallelujah.
because of the detox. So, yeah.
Mm.
So I already had written it down. I just, you know what I'm saying?
So this is kind of like manifesting, you know?
Mhm.
So by taking care of yourself, you also were able to fulfill something that you had desired in your heart. Oh, girl, go ahead, give a testimony. So this actually ended up being a testimony service.
Exactly. And then like you had, so after the detox, and I shouldn't even done that, girl. After the detox, I went ahead and had a slice of sweet potato pie.
Mhm.
I could have left it because it don't taste the same. And then I think I actually messed that one up. It was like a little bit too much brown sugar or something. But I had one slice and I was like, this is off. I was like, I don't think I want any more.
No, and you know why? It makes me laugh because I remember a time when you were like, "Girl, I'm just eating plain sweet potatoes." You're like, "I ain't putting nothing on them, no
Oh
butter,
yeah,
no
I could still
sugar,
eat them
no."
like that.
Yeah, because they're so flavorful, and depending on how you actually cook that sweet potato, can really maximizes the flavor. So yeah, I can
I
imagine
just
that.
add
But
cinnamon powder to the
hmm good old cinnamon. Oh, it does a lot of good things for your body. Oh, we're on this journey for this whole 365 days. Do not be surprised if you hear more episodes like this where we do discuss what the cleanse, what the detox, what things felt like, sounded like, tasted like, what our experience was with them. Because, hey, that's also part of self love, right? And self
mhm.
care, honoring our temples. So, really, thanks, Monika, for being a guest on your own show. Is there anything that I'm forgetting that you wanted to mention tonight?
No, if you really want to do it, you will it'll be on your conscious and your subconscious. Like you said, write it down, speak it out. It will manifest. You don't have to worry about the how, when, where, what's it going to look like, whatever you want. Again, like we said in previous episodes, write it down, say it, let it be the last thing on your mind when you go to sleep. You got power in your subconscious mind.
Well, I mean, Monika, you know how to end it. That's it. There is power in your subconscious mind, you know? That's biblical. As a man thinks. Okay. That's all I'm gonna that's all that's what I'll say. Everyone take care and have a wonderful week. Monika, where can they find us again?
They can find us on Anchor, Spotify, and now iTunes.
Mm,
And please like, share, subscribe, and leave us a comment. You can shoot us an email or a voice message if you'd
mhm,
like.
mhm.
And with all that, love and gratitude.
Remember to call your aunties or your girlfriends and say hi. Bye.